Did you know that the average household debt in your country is soaring higher than ever before? It's a staggering statistic that paints a vivid picture of the financial challenges many of us face today. But fear not, because in this video, we're diving headfirst into the world of debt and uncovering the secrets to financial freedom. That's right, we're talking about how to pay off your debts, Robert Kiyosaki style. So what can you expect? Well, buckle up as we dissect the debt trap, arm you with strategies to identify your financial foes, and empower you to stop the bleeding and boost your income. But hey, we're not stopping there. We'll also dive into the power of negotiation, celebrate those small wins along the way, and explore how to go beyond mere debt freedom towards a future of wealth and abundance. Ready to take control of your finances and kick debt to the curb? Then hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey towards financial liberation. All right, let's tackle this beast head-on, debt. Picture this scenario. You're cruising through life, swiping that credit card here and there, not a care in the world. But then reality hits you like a ton of bricks. Those bills start rolling in, each one heavier than the last. And before you know it, you're drowning in a sea of debt. But hold up, let's break it down even further. See, there's this thing called bad debt. It's like that friend who always shows up uninvited and overstays their welcome. I'm talking about those pesky credit cards and personal loans that seem harmless at first, but end up haunting your dreams. They're like those sneaky little gremlins that chip away at your finances, leaving you feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Now, here's the kicker, the cycle of debt. It's like being stuck on a never-ending roller coaster ride. You make those minimum payments, but those interest rates, they're like little devils whispering in your ear, tempting you to spend more than you can afford. And before you know it, you're trapped in a vicious cycle, struggling to keep your head above water. But fear not, my friends, because knowledge is power. By understanding the enemy, we can arm ourselves with the tools to fight back. So let's start by shining a light on the dark corners of debt and unraveling its mysteries once and for all. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a maze, and debt is the labyrinth that's got you all twisted up. But with a little guidance and a whole lot of determination, we can navigate our way out of this mess. It's like solving a puzzle, one piece at a time, until we finally break free from the chains that bind us. So debt may seem like an insurmountable mountain, but with the right mindset and a solid game plan, we can conquer it one step at a time. And here's a little nugget of wisdom to chew on. Did you know that the average American household carries over $8,000 in credit card debt alone? That's a hefty burden to bear, but it's not insurmountable. So grab your swords, folks, because we're about to embark on an epic quest to slay the debt dragon once and for all. And trust me, the treasure that awaits on the other side, it's worth every battle scar. All right, let's gear up for this financial battle. Imagine yourself as a strategist, mapping out your opponent's territory before diving into the fray. But instead of soldiers, your weapons are a pen and paper. It's time to list down every single debt you owe, from that student loan weighing heavy on your shoulders to the credit card balance that seems to never shrink. Think of it like creating a treasure map, except instead of hunting for gold, you're hunting for financial freedom. Now, why is this step so crucial? Well, think about it like this. If you were preparing for a marathon, you wouldn't just show up on race day without any training, right? You'd analyze the course, know where the hills and valleys are, and strategize accordingly. The same goes for paying off debt. You need to know what you're up against if you want to come out on top. But fear not, because we've got some powerful strategies at our disposal. First up, we have the debt snowball method. Picture this. You're rolling a snowball down a hill, starting small, but gaining momentum with every roll. This method says, tackle the smallest debt first, then use that victory to fuel your attack on the next one, and so on. It's like building momentum, one snowflake at a time. And hey, those quick wins can be a real morale booster, keeping you motivated to push forward. On the flip side, we have the debt avalanche method. Imagine yourself in a snowstorm, surrounded by debts flying at you from all directions. This method says, take down the biggest threat first, the debt with the highest interest rate, and work your way down from there. It's like clearing the path ahead so you can navigate through the storm more easily. And while it might not give you those quick wins like the snowball method, it's all about efficiency. By tackling those high-interest debts first, you'll save more money in the long run. Now here's the kicker. Both strategies have their pros and cons. The snowball method gives you those quick wins, boosting your morale and keeping you motivated to tackle the next debt. It's like crossing items off your to-do list. Each checkmark brings you one step closer to victory. But the avalanche method? Well, it's all about efficiency. By targeting those high-interest debts first, you'll save more money in the long run. It's like taking the scenic route instead of the highway. Sure, it might be a bit slower, but you'll enjoy the journey more and come out on top in the end. So which strategy is right for you? That's the beauty of it. You get to choose your own adventure. Maybe you're all about those quick wins and need that snowball rolling. Or perhaps you're a strategic thinker ready to take down the big guns with the avalanche method. Either way, the goal remains the same: to conquer your debts and reclaim your financial freedom. Now let's hit the brakes and talk about stopping the financial bleeding. We're diving into the nitty-gritty of managing those debts like a pro. Picture this: you're sailing through life, but those pesky debts are poking holes in your financial boat. It's time to grab the duct tape and patch up those leaks before it's too late. So how do we stop the bleeding? Well, it's all about cutting back on those unnecessary expenses. Think of it as trimming the fat off a juicy steak. Do you really need that daily latte from the fancy coffee shop? Or maybe it's time to say goodbye to those pricey subscription services you barely use. Every penny saved is a penny that can go towards paying off those debts. And hey, why not track your spending with a budgeting app? It's like having a personal financial coach in your pocket, nudging you in the right direction. But wait, there's more. Ever find yourself drowning in a sea of marketing emails tempting you to spend? It's time to hit that unsubscribe button like a pro. Say goodbye to those tempting offers and hello to financial freedom. Remember, it's the little expenses that add up over time. By cutting back on the small stuff, you'll be amazed at how much you can save in the long run. Now here's the fun part: challenging yourself to find one area where you can cut back and redirect that money towards paying off your debts. Maybe it's packing your lunch instead of dining out every day, or opting for a staycation instead of a pricey vacation. Get creative and think outside the box. Remember, every dollar saved is a step closer to financial freedom. But hey, let's not forget about those sneaky impulse buys that can derail our financial progress. You know the ones, that flashy new gadget that catches your eye, or those designer shoes calling your name. Before you hit that buy now button, take a step back and ask yourself, is this something I really need or just a temporary want? It's like putting a speed bump in front of those impulsive spending habits, forcing you to pause and think before splurging. And speaking of splurging, let's talk about treating yourself responsibly. Yes, guys, it's important to reward yourself for your hard work and financial discipline, but let's do it in a way that doesn't send us spiraling back into debt. Instead of treating yourself to a shopping spree, how about indulging in a relaxing spa day or a weekend getaway? Remember, the key is moderation. Treat yourself, but don't overdo it. So it's all about cutting back on those unnecessary expenses, resisting the urge to splurge, and rewarding yourself responsibly along the way. With a little discipline and determination, you'll be well on your way to a debt-free future. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topics like this, comment the word debt so I know. All right, let's talk about beefing up that bank account. Sometimes cutting expenses just isn't enough to tackle those pesky debts. That's where boosting your income steps in like a superhero swooping in to save the day. So how do we do it? Well, let's get creative and explore some cool ways to stack those dollars. First off, ever thought about diving into the world of side hustles? Think of it as having a second gig that brings in some extra dough. It could be anything from walking dogs to tutoring students in math, or even starting a little online business selling handmade crafts. The possibilities are endless, and who knows, you might just stumble upon your hidden talent along the way. Now, if you're like most of us, you probably have a bunch of stuff lying around that you don't really use anymore. Well, why not turn that clutter into cash? That's right, guys. It's time for a good old-fashioned garage sale, or hop online and sell those unwanted items on platforms like eBay or Facebook Marketplace. It's like turning your trash into treasure, and hey, you'll free up some space while you're at it. But wait, there's more. Ever considered dipping your toes into the world of freelance work? Whether you're a whiz with words, a graphic design guru, or a coding connoisseur, There's a demand for your skills out there. Websites like Upwork or Fiverr make it super easy to connect with clients and start raking in some extra cash on the side. It's like being your own boss and calling the shots on your terms. There are people out there just like you and me who've turned their side hustles into full-blown success stories. Picture this: someone starting a little baking business from their home kitchen and turning it into a booming bakery empire. Or how about that person who picked up freelance writing gigs on the side and eventually quit their day job to pursue it full-time? It's like watching underdogs rise to the top, proving that with a little hustle and determination, anything is possible. When it comes to boosting your income, the sky's the limit. Whether you're walking dogs, selling old stuff, freelancing, or chasing your dreams, there's a world of opportunities out there waiting for you to seize them. Now let's dive into one of the most powerful tools in your financial arsenal: negotiation. Yep, you heard that right. When it comes to those big bad credit card companies, you've got more power than you think. So grab a pen and paper, guys, because we're about to unlock the secrets of negotiation. Now picture this: you're staring down at that daunting credit card statement, feeling the weight of those sky-high interest rates bearing down on you. But fear not, because negotiation is your secret weapon. You see, many people don't realize that you can actually negotiate with these companies to get a better deal. It's like finding a hidden treasure chest in the depths of the ocean. Once you know it's there, the possibilities are endless. But how do you approach this negotiation dance without stepping on any toes? Well, it's all about striking the right balance between politeness and firmness. Think of it like a friendly game of tug-of-war. You want to hold your ground, but you also don't want to burn any bridges. So when you pick up that phone or draft that email, remember to keep your cool and state your case with confidence. Now, let's talk strategy. One of the key things to remember is to come prepared. Do your homework, gather all the necessary information about your account, and be ready to present your case. It's like going into battle. You wouldn't charge into the fray without a plan, would you? So arm yourself with knowledge and go in with guns blazing. But here's the thing. Negotiation isn't just about getting a lower interest rate, although that's certainly a big part of it. It's also about finding other ways to ease your financial burden. Maybe you can negotiate for a higher credit limit or ask for waived fees. Remember, the sky's the limit when it comes to negotiation. So don't be afraid to think outside the box. And hey, if you're feeling a bit unsure about how to kick off that conversation, don't worry, we've got your back. We've whipped up a handy script template that you can use as a guide. It's like having a cheat sheet for the ultimate negotiation showdown. No more fumbling over your words or second-guessing yourself. All right, let's dive into the sweetest part of our journey: celebrating those tiny victories on our road to financial freedom. Picture this: you're in the midst of a battlefield, armed with determination and resilience. And every time you knock out a debt, it's like planting a victory flag on conquered territory. That's the magic of paying off your debts, Robert Kiyosaki style. It's not just about the end game, but relishing every triumph along the way. Now, let's zoom in on those moments, shall we? Imagine the rush of adrenaline as you make that final payment on your credit card debt, bidding farewell to those haunting interest rates. It's a moment of liberation, a testament to your grit and perseverance. You're not just eliminating debt, you're reclaiming control over your financial destiny. It's similar to crossing the finish line of a marathon. The exhilaration, the sense of accomplishment, it's all there, pulsating through your veins. But here's the plot twist. Celebrating these victories isn't just about throwing a party and calling it a day. It's about recognizing the progress you've made and using it as fuel to propel you forward. Think of it as stoking the flames of motivation, turning those small sparks into roaring fires of determination. Now you might be wondering, how do I celebrate without derailing my progress? Well, fear not, because I've got some tricks up my sleeve. How about treating yourself to a nice dinner at home or enjoying a movie night with loved ones? Or perhaps indulging in a little self-care session like a bubble bath or a soothing yoga session. The key is to find joy in the simple things, to revel in the moment without breaking the bank. It's like finding the perfect balance between indulgence and restraint, between treating yourself and staying true to your financial goals. But wait, there's more. Why not share your victories with others? Start a debt-free journey journal or join a support group where you can celebrate milestones together. There's nothing like the power of community to keep you motivated and accountable. It's like having your own personal cheering squad, cheering you on every step of the way. So as we continue our march towards financial freedom, let's not forget to pause and revel in the journey. Each small win is a testament to our resilience and determination, a reminder that we're capable of achieving anything we set our minds to. All right, now let's take a thrilling ride into the exhilarating world that lies beyond debt freedom. You've conquered your debts like a true champ, but now it's time to level up and set your sights on even greater financial heights. Picture this. You're standing at the summit of Mount Everest, basking in the glory of your achievement. But instead of descending back to base camp, you're eyeing the next peak to conquer. That's the spirit of beyond debt freedom. The journey doesn't end when you pay off those debts. It's just the beginning of an epic adventure towards financial mastery. So, what exactly awaits you in this uncharted territory? Well, hold on to your hats, because we're diving deep into the world of good debt. Now, I know what you're thinking. Good debt? Isn't that like saying jumbo shrimp or deafening silence? Hear me out, guys, because good debt isn't your arch nemesis. It's your trusty sidekick in the quest for wealth. Imagine this. You take out a loan not to splurge on frivolous purchases, but to invest in assets that have the potential to grow in value over time. We're talking about things like real estate, where your property appreciates in worth, or perhaps starting a business that generates a steady stream of income. It's like planting seeds in a fertile garden, knowing that with proper nurturing, they'll bloom into a bountiful harvest. Now let's talk strategy, shall we? Remember our earlier analogy of playing chess? Well, think of good debt as your queen, the most powerful piece on the board. You've got to wield it with precision and finesse, making strategic moves that propel you towards your financial goals. And here's a pro tip, straight from the playbook. Always aim to generate income that exceeds your debt payments. That way, you're not just treading water, you're swimming laps in the pool of prosperity. But wait, there's more. Beyond good debt lies a concept that's at the very heart of Robert Kiyosaki's financial philosophy: assets. These are the golden geese that lay the golden eggs, providing you with a steady stream of passive income. Picture this. You own rental properties that churn out cash flow while you lounge by the pool with a cocktail in hand. It's the epitome of financial freedom. And guess what? It's not just a pipe dream, it's a tangible reality within your grasp. Now, here's the kicker. Assets aren't just about fattening your bank account, they're about securing your financial future. Imagine this scenario. You've built a diversified portfolio of investments that generate income even while you sleep. It's like having an army of loyal soldiers standing guard over your financial fortress, protecting it from the storms of uncertainty. And the best part? You're not just building wealth for yourself, you're creating a legacy that will endure for generations to come. So, my fellow financial adventurers, I urge you to embrace the boundless opportunities that lie beyond debt freedom. It's about harnessing the power of good debt, strategically building assets and crafting a future that's as bright as the noonday sun. So don your armor, sharpen your swords, and march forth into battle with courage and conviction. Well, guys, that's a wrap for today's episode. We've learned how to pay off your debts, armed with knowledge and a game plan inspired by none other than Robert Kiyosaki himself. So go forth, conquer those debts, and pave your way towards financial freedom. Remember, the purpose of this video is to broaden your horizons in the realm of investing. It's not about handing you a ready-to-eat financial meal, but about teaching you how to cook one yourself. Investing comes with its share of risks and uncertainties, so it's crucial to wear your research hat and consult with qualified professionals before making any financial decisions. Keep in mind, past performance in investments is like last year's weather forecast. It doesn't necessarily predict what's going to happen tomorrow. Always weigh the risks and tread carefully when putting your hard-earned money at stake. Now, if you found this video helpful, I highly recommend watching my next video, which is the perfect complement to this one. Thank you for joining us today. And don't forget, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement is like applause for our efforts, and it motivates us to bring even more valuable content your way. So feel free to drop a comment below. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in my next video.